First, I'd like to thank Andrea for the opportunity in bringing me into this amazing fold. The last couple of days have been just transformational. You have allowed me to take a step back and really, continue to think about kind of my bigger mission. And through the conversations that I've had, have really sort of matured that for myself personally. So thank you for that. Thank you, big brother Reggie, Reggie Van Lee. He's another inspiring big brother who's shown up recently in my life and has been very inspiring. And to the other honorees and to everyone in the room, we are in rare air here today, and we have an opportunity to take the mission that Culture Shift Labs has started for us to the next level through the interactions in this room. So I'm an engineer by background, and so I think about systems, and I think about interactions, and I think about things coming together. This is about us creating more interactions and connections. It's about us figuring out opportunities and ways that we can further the mission of bringing technology to the inner cities, bringing technology to people that didn't get a chance to learn about what we do. And so I'm going to share with you just a couple. You can read my bio and you can go online and see what Boeing does in the STEM world, so I'll let you do that on your own. I'll share a couple of my personal stories with you, and I'll stick with the theme of fathers because I think it's important, especially in our community. First of all, I'm the child of two people who believed in service. My mother, I can't get her to retire, is a 43-year social worker in Baltimore City, okay? And so you can imagine what that's like. And my father passed away about 15 years ago, but spent his career in the labor and human resources fields. He worked for the National Labor Relations Board, and he also worked for the Equal Employment Opportunity Commission, and he passed away as an HR director at NASA. The most important part of the piece of his story that influenced me was his time at the EEOC in the 80s, okay? So in the 80s, I grew up in what I call a first-tier suburb outside of Baltimore City, literally right outside of the city lines. And if you remember back, there was this demographic shift going on in cities and suburbs around the country that allowed me to experience this broad continuum of people. We had people who didn't have a lot in Section 8 housing, and I had friends who had everything. And I could be with my friends that didn't have anything on one day, and my friends had everything the next day. And it instilled in me this curiosity about why. What was the difference, and why, do certain folks have certain opportunities and others don't? And that stuck with me for a long time. And it was even more pronounced in very, very late nights with my father when he came home from driving the Beltway back from DC and wanting to tell me about the latest issue that he was involved with at the EEOC. My dad shared with me some stories that are unbelievable about discrimination, about challenges in our country, about people not being able to break through the glass ceiling. And at those sleepy 11:30, midnight, 1 a.m., anyone have a father that tells stories? It goes on forever and ever and ever. I didn't know why that was so important, but what it did was it instilled in me this understanding of what diversity was about, what inclusion is really about, and my part and mission in playing in that. And then I got the best Christmas present ever, and this will put my age sort of right in line for you, a Commodore 64 computer. And what is this thing, right? It's a computer, it's a toy. I thought it was a toy. So I set this thing up in my room, and I turned on, so I'm a child of the first generation of hip-hop music, so listened to a little bit of Rakim, a little bit of Boogie Down Productions, really loud, and I figured out how to make this thing work. I wrote programs. I thought it was a game. I wrote graphics. I thought it was a game. And so the technology side of me was born. 16-bit Commodore 64, 20-some odd years ago. Today, my network moves the equivalent of the Library of Congress about every 10 minutes through the Boeing company. We support the warfighter all over the world. If you get on a plane, about 75% of the time it'll be one of our planes. We support the President of the United States. We build helicopters, we build satellites, we build everything. And having the responsibility to keep that running and protect it from folks that want to get to the keys to our kingdom is a huge responsibility. The stories told by my dad, those experiences, getting a feel for this broad continuum of opportunity, all were just experiences that were sort of steps towards where I am today. I wasn't going to tell this story, but I worked in a movie theater in high school, and I had this kid that worked with me. You guys seen the show The Wire, right? All that stuff's true. It is. And this kid pulled me to the side of the back of the movie theater, and he said, "We want you on." I said, "What do you mean by we want you on?" "We want you on. We want you to sell." So why me? He's like, "Because people like you. You know, you could sell anything, right?" And I had to make a decision at that point about what direction I was going to go. And obviously, I went the right direction. But, you know, I share that with you to say that decision-making in our community gets better as we interact more with the community, as people see role models, as we provide tools, as we provide capabilities, as we provide funding, let me say it again, funding and money for folks to be able to leverage the latest technologies and participate in this economy that's gone from agrarian to industrial that is going to be digital. And this is not just the geek talk, and this is reality. It's going to be digital, and we've got to make sure that our folks in our community are ready for that. So with that, I just want you to walk away today and think about what it is that you are going to do, you know, what relationship that you built. Just pick one, not five, pick one that you'll commit to taking action around. Take action. It is not just about the beauty of everything around us and ourselves. It's about taking action and making sure that next generation is ready for the digital age, and we participate in a way that we should. So thank you, and thank you, Andrea, again, for the honor.